Next we have Sheila, is it Pomaranski? Pomaranski, concerned citizen out of Shelby Township, and also asked for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to take a few minutes to just speak a bit about the implementation of the 5G technology in Senate Bill 637. Just based on listening in the room, it's my understanding that the committee has done a very good job at addressing the business and industry issues associated with this 5G technology. It's also my understanding that the committee has made some adjustments and accommodations for things like historical districts to, I think, preserve the aesthetics and things of that nature. Which is all great news for those individuals. However, I am here to discuss the public health portion of the implementation of the 5G technology. I am not aware of any other committee discussions other than today where we're starting to bring some of this to light in front of the committee. I personally am someone that is considered to be at risks to the effect of microwave radiation technology. It is well documented. I don't know if my documents got distributed to the committee. It's documented by my physician, Dr. Diane Kulik. She has been treating me ever since a significant cancer diagnosis back in 2008. She has provided medical documentation, and I quote, it states that Sheila Pomaranski has had a diagnosis of cancer, and certainly with the research on EMF exposure in cancers, she should be able to legally have an option to refuse a smart meter on her home. Now, this, of course, is speaking specifically to smart meters. However, as the documentation she's referring to refers to EMF radiation, EMF fields, exposures, this certainly applies to the technology that we're talking about with 5G as well. Dr. Kulik also shared with me, and I have provided that to the committee as well, a summary of a couple of resources from the American Academy of Environmental Medicine. This American Academy of Environmental Medicine has an executive committee made up of medical doctors and doctors of osteopathic physicians. The AAEM has made recommendations based on double-blinded, placebo-controlled studies research in humans, and they state, in quotes, because smart meters produce radio frequency emissions, it is recommended that patients with the above conditions and disabilities be accommodated to protect their health. Now, again, this specifically spoke to smart meters, but I'm taking this a little bit larger to talk about radio frequency radiation and the emissions that the 5G technology is going to be putting out, if you will. And you will find all the conditions referenced in the document that I have provided to you, including cancer. So, of course, this is something that is of great attention to me personally, and my hope would be to anybody else you know that has experienced any kind of a cancer diagnosis. So I would like to just sort of reiterate that the 5G technology will also expose the public to these radio frequency emissions. And there's some documentation that my physician has provided me supporting some of her research as to why she's saying this is not healthy for me to have anything like this near or on my home. Now, I personally have gone to great lengths to eliminate or minimize my exposures to radio frequency emissions to protect my health, like others that you have heard. I have made some investments. I have placed radio frequency guards over my smart meter. My smart meter is in a radio off mode, supposedly, but I've placed guards over my meter. I've also placed guards over my neighboring meters to mitigate the effects of any of the radio frequency emissions coming to my home from my neighbors. We also do not use the Wi-Fi. Our computers are hardwired in our home as well. I have eliminated cordless phones. I use a cell phone only occasionally, and when I do, it is on speakerphone. And all of these actions we have done so that I'm able to reduce my exposure to radio frequency emissions to protect my health coming from where I've come from, which was a very dark place. Given this information, you can see why someone like me or anybody else that has dealt with a cancer diagnosis has a concern over the implementation of 5G technology. My questions to the committee are, has the committee determined that this technology is safe? And if you have, What safety determinations were done? What kind of scientific or medical background did these people do to make a determination that this technology is safe for me, for you, for your children, for your grandchildren? This technology is very controversial, and I believe we need to give serious consideration upfront to the review of the scientific and medical research studies and documentation. Many experts have determined that this technology is unsafe for human health, and I think the committee needs to take this into consideration. So I have a request. It's twofold. I request that this Energy and Technology Committee please take some time, take a pause, review the testimony of and the documents that are available to people, and the hope is that we will be able to bring some more documentation to you to show you the medical and scientific impacts of this technology. I'm not sure I understand what the rush is to push this through before people have had an opportunity to provide you some information to show you that there is danger to you and your families. And I also request that, consistent with the American Academy of Environmental Medicine, to provide medical accommodations to protect people at risk based on their studies. I believe that if we take the time up front to discuss this, it will be most efficient in the planning of the 5G infrastructure and the safety of the public. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your testimony. Thank you.